In today's video, we're going to be talking about the YouTube SEO basics and specifically about how to get your videos noticed on YouTube. If you have recently started a new YouTube channel and you are trying to get your first 100 subscribers, your first 1000 subscribers, or maybe just to get some more views to your YouTube videos, then this video is for you, because at the end of this video, you're going to have a very clear understanding of exactly what it takes to get your videos noticed on YouTube. And also, I'm going to show you some of the most important YouTube SEO basics that you will be able to implement and start getting more subscribers, more views, and you will be able to actually see your channel finally take off. I have built my other YouTube channel, the Caffeinated Blogger YouTube channel, to almost 100,000 subscribers, and I'm going to share with you the exact strategies that I have personally used to grow that channel. So first of all, let's talk about exactly where your YouTube videos might get noticed on YouTube. And there are three areas where you might be able to get views, and that is the YouTube search results, it's the suggestions bar, and it's also the homepage. So let me show you one by one so that you get a really good understanding of how to get noticed in each of those areas. The very first place is the YouTube search results. So you can see here I've searched for how to get traffic to your website, and the video from my Caffeinated Blogger channel is ranking as number 2. So this video at the top is a sponsored ad, so we don't count that. In the organic search results, my video is ranking as the number 2 result. So that's the first place where you can get noticed on YouTube. Now, the power of YouTube is that this is just one of the places where your video can get a lot of views. Currently on my Caffeinated Blogger channel, only about 30 or 40% of all of my traffic is coming from the YouTube search area. You can also have your videos featured in the suggested box or on the homepage of your target audience, which is awesome, because if you compare this, for example, with blogging, in blogging, you will only get traffic if you're ranking for Google search. There is no other way for you to get traffic if you're doing blogging. There is no recommendation, there is no viral blog post unless they go viral on social media. But Google search platform in itself only gives you one way to get traffic. So later in this video, I'm going to show you how to optimize your video to firstly appear here in the Google search results. And also now let me give you a quick overview of where else your videos might get featured on. The second place is, of course, this sidebar here on the right that says up next. So if somebody is watching a video about ClickBank or pretty much about any other topic, then you can optimize your video and you can do certain things, which I'm going to show you later on in this video, to increase the chances that your video will come up as the next recommended video here on the right hand side. As an example, if we look at the detailed analytics for my personal video that I made about ClickBank earlier this year, then you will see that it is still currently getting a lot of views. So 5,195 views over 48 hours, and it's been about almost 3 months since I published that video. And you will notice that a lot of the views, I will just zoom in a little bit, are actually coming from suggested videos. So 22% of 5.2 thousand, that is over 1,000 views over 48 hours that are coming from suggested videos. And suggested videos are this bar here on the right. So you can definitely get a lot of traffic and you can do a lot of things to get your videos noticed and to come up on the suggested area on the right hand side. Lastly, just continuing with this example, you will also notice that this video, as well as a lot of other videos on my channel, are actually getting a ton of views from browse features. And browse features is essentially the homepage for people that are logging into YouTube, either on their mobile app or on desktop. So if I open up YouTube for the first time, you can see that these top 8 videos are the personalized recommendation from YouTube based on my recent browsing history. I have been Googling and watching a lot about YouTube recently in the last few days, and the videos that I'm seeing here are from the people who made videos about YouTube, who I've sort of followed or tried to get different ideas from on how they grew their YouTube channels. That's why my 8 videos on my homepage are actually all from YouTubers that talk about YouTube. Now for you, your homepage recommendations might be different, and for your friend, their YouTube recommendations might be different. So if you manage to get onto the homepage of your target audience, you can actually get a lot of views, because YouTube groups people by their interest and they start promoting different videos on the homepage to them, and it's different every time. So if I refresh these videos, now I'm seeing different videos from a lot of the same people, but now I'm getting See, I'm now getting different people. This Jade, I don't know who that is. I've never watched her videos, I don't think. Kelly Stamps, I've never watched her videos. But because I am interested and YouTube knows that I'm interested in growing my YouTube channel, they're starting to show me the videos that they think might be interesting to me. So if I refresh my homepage again, once again, I'm going to get different videos from this person. Never heard of him, Jevon Dovey. But again, it's about how to grow on YouTube. So YouTube has figured this out and they're starting to show more and more different videos to me. So your job, if you want to show here on the homepage, is once again to optimize your videos so that they start appearing on the homepage. So let's now talk about exactly how you can do that. So in my experience, to be successful on YouTube, you really only need to focus on two things, and that is CTR, which is your click-through rate of the thumbnail of your video, and the second thing is your video watch time. I'm going to give you some tips in just a moment that will exactly explain to you how to increase your CTR and how to increase your watch time. But before we get there, let me address something that might be on your mind, and that is engagement. Does engagement of your YouTube videos actually matter? So if you get your viewers to comment a lot, to like your video a lot, does it actually matter? And in my experience, yes, it does, but it's such a tiny amount. If your video has got amazing engagement but bad click-through rate and bad watch time, your video has failed. Whereas in my experience, if I've got a video with excellent click-through rate and excellent watch time, if the engagement is not so good on the video in terms of the likes and the shares and the comments, your video can often still do really, really well. So if you're going to focus on the things that matter the most, then I recommend to focus on two things, which is your click-through rate and your watch time. So let's take a look at what happens with your YouTube video when you first release it and you want to get it noticed on YouTube. So let's say that you've got a gaming channel and that you make a video about Football Manager. So typically what will happen is that YouTube will always test every single video, even if it is just a video from a very small channel, they will send it to a very small audience. I found this on the very first video that I published on this channel even. I got a lot of views from people who were not in my subscribers list. My video just got shown to several hundred people, okay? And what happens is this video about Football Manager gets released because YouTube knows that there is a group of people that regularly watch videos about this game Football Manager. And they show it to an audience of just 1,000 people. So let's say your video is here on the left and your video has got a 5% click-through rate and a 3-minute watch time. And if competitors, so they're always split testing. There will be competitors' videos. Let's say they're split testing your video against the competitor video, and the competitor video has got 6% click-through rate and the same 3-minute watch time. After they show it to an audience of 1,000, you're gonna get 50 views. The competing video is going to get 60 views. Therefore, your video will basically get struck out right at that point in time. You might get those 50 views on that video, and your video is not going to get promoted any further. YouTube will sort of say, well, this video didn't do very well for a very targeted audience, therefore we're not going to test it anymore. It's gone. So what I showed you here earlier, this home page is where YouTube will do this split testing. They will show one video and they will show another video because this is prime real estate, and YouTube want to make sure that they're getting the most value out of every visitor because they're showing ads on those videos, right? So they will be always split testing your videos against other people's videos, and they will only show videos that seem to be doing well for larger and larger amounts of people. So now let's say your video actually was getting 6% click-through rate, competitor video was getting 5% click-through rate to this audience of 1,000. So YouTube would say, okay, this looks really good. This YouTube video is doing well for this audience of 1,000. So after about maybe 12 to 24 hours, they might test it to a larger audience. Let's say audience of 5,000. Okay, they just pick 5,000 viewers that are interested in Football Manager, and they will start showing your video and split testing with the competitor video. So if at this point in time, let's say your video is getting 4.5% click-through rate and 3.5 minutes watch time, and competitor video is getting 3.8% click-through rate and 3 minutes and 10 seconds watch time, then once again, your video will be deemed successful to this audience, and they will start showing it to a larger audience. And it continues like that. YouTube is always comparing your video against others. So even if your video is just a tiny bit worse than a competitor's video for click-through rate or for watch time or for both, unfortunately, your video might still be great, but it will not get picked up by the YouTube algorithm because there are better competing videos to show for that point in time. So the key thing to take away from this is that you have to make your videos so that they get as long a watch time as possible, and you also want to maximize your click-through rate. So you have to do everything in your power to actually maximize those two criteria. So how do you maximize those two things? First, let's talk about click-through rate CTR. To maximize your click-through rate, first of all, you have to make sure that you actually use rich keywords in the title of your video as well as in the first 3 lines of the description. If you don't include keywords, then there is no way that YouTube will even know what your video is about, and it will not get ranked, it will not get clicked. So let me show you an example. If I am trying to rank, like with this video, I'm trying to rank for YouTube SEO basics. I'm also trying to rank for a secondary keyword, which is how to get your videos noticed on YouTube. And I personally would start my research with just typing in YouTube SEO basics into Google search, and I will take a look at what videos are currently ranking here on page 1 in the top 3 to 5 spots. The important thing here is that you need to make sure that you're doing this in the incognito mode, not when you are logged into YouTube, because when you are logged into YouTube, your search results will actually be customized based on all of your subscriptions and all of your watch history. So always make these kind of searches in the incognito mode. So after I type in YouTube SEO basics, I see what sort of thumbnails have done well, because clearly these videos have got good watch time and good CTR because YouTube chose to show them here on page 1. And therefore YouTube is actually giving you this idea for how you might structure your thumbnail and the kind of design that you might want to give to your thumbnail. Now, obviously, you should not steal your thumbnail design and model it 100% after someone else's thumbnail. That's not cool. You can't just make exact same thumbnail, but it can give you some ideas for what sort of things work in a thumbnail. So I can see that this person here, Simon Gorgeous, he's got very small subscriber base, 23.9 thousand subscribers, and he still managed to rank here on page 1. So because my channel, this channel right now only has about 600 or 700 subscribers, it's a good idea for me to try to model my thumbnails after thumbnails from smaller channels, because I know that if smaller channels can rank, then I, being a small channel, I can also rank. So I would perhaps design my thumbnail similar to this. I would, instead of saying YouTube SEO, I might say YouTube effective YouTube SEO. Okay, I might also put an image of me perhaps on the left side instead of it being on the right side. So I might structure it in a similar way, but not actually copy exactly. Next, let's talk about how to actually optimize your watch time. So let's go back to these search results for the same search term, YouTube SEO basics, and analyze this front page. We can see that the top result is from a channel that's reasonably large and it's got 200,000 subscribers, and their video is reasonably short. It's 9 minutes and 39 seconds. They're ranking as number 1. The video from a weaker channel with 23.9 thousand subscribers is also ranking, but it is largely because this video has got most likely a longer average watch time because it's a 45-minute video. So they might have a 9-minute watch time, whereas this video might only get, say 4.5, 5, 6 minutes watch time, I would say maximum. So due to this, a weaker channel can actually rank there on page 1 along with all the larger channels if you work on your watch time. But if you are a small channel and you make a 5-minute video, there is just not going to be a way that you're going to be able to compete with the larger channels. So how do you actually maximize your watch time? Well, my advice is to model what other videos do. Do not steal it, do not copy it, but take notes, watch some of these videos from larger YouTubers, and take notes of exactly how they structure their video. What do they say in the introduction? How do they transition to the main part of the video? Where do they put their calls to subscribe? And model your own video. Just pre-plan it. Write perhaps 20, 30, 40 bullet points and pre-plan it so that you can maximize your watch time. Make your video, if you are a smaller YouTuber, then your video has to be longer than a lot of the other videos so that you can get on average longer watch time than them in order to be able to compete and appear in those search results. Now, if you want to appear on the right hand side in the suggested videos or on the home page Fortunately, you don't need to do anything different. You just need to once again focus on your click-through rate and focus on your watch time, and that will still give you an excellent opportunity to appear in the suggested videos as well as on the homepage. And if you are starting your channel from zero, if you have less than 100 subscribers, then recently I actually posted a video that will show you how to get from zero to your first 100 subscribers. So click the card here in the top right or link in the description below. I'm going to leave the link to that video there. And in that video, I'm showing you step by step how to go from zero and how to get your first 100 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. Here are a couple of videos that I would love for you to watch next. I think you're going to love them. If you're not yet a subscriber of my channel, then click subscribe just here, enable all notifications, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.